Every single day, whether we realize it or not, our brain is either moving toward resilience or toward decay. It is never standing still. And there's a truth about the human mind. It is built not just to survive, but to evolve, to regenerate, to overcome even the most daunting challenges like memory loss and cognitive decline. One simple act, practiced daily, can change the entire trajectory of your brain health. It's not a gimmick, it's not a quick fix, it is the living science of neuroplasticity, the sacred ability of your nervous system to adapt and heal at any age. When you engage in even one deliberate, focused cognitive exercise each day, you set into motion a cascade of biological miracles. You lay down new pathways, you strengthen the architecture of your mind, you literally teach your brain to become young again. Think about that, not just slowing down decline, but reversing it. Memory, focus, creativity, even emotional resilience can be restored to levels you may not have felt since you were 40 years old or younger. But it demands one thing, your participation. You must choose it daily. You must train it like you would train a muscle. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be memorizing a poem while pacing your room, solving a complex puzzle while fully focused, learning a new language for 10 minutes with all distractions cast aside. What matters most is the depth of your attention. Deep focus is the signal your brain uses to release the powerful neuromodulators, dopamine and acetylcholine, that solidify memory, sharpen perception, and awaken dormant cognitive circuits. Consistency is your greatest ally, not intensity. One focused exercise each day, performed with intention and enthusiasm, will rewire your brain far more effectively than bursts of activity once in a while. The biology of transformation respects devotion over chaos. Every single day, whether we realize it or not, our brain is either moving toward resilience or toward decay. It is never standing still. It adapts, reorganizes, and rewires itself based on the experiences we give it. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, to repair itself, and to change in response to both our environments and our efforts. The remarkable truth is that this ability doesn't diminish with age. It remains with us throughout our entire lives. Your brain, even as you grow older, still possesses the incredible power to regenerate, heal, and restore lost abilities. The key to unlocking this power lies in consistent, purposeful mental exercises. Just as physical exercise strengthens muscles, specific mental challenges strengthen the neural pathways in your brain. Every time you engage in a mentally demanding task, you signal to your brain to reorganize itself, building stronger networks and enhancing memory, attention, and cognitive function. Neuroplasticity allows you to stop, slow down, and even reverse cognitive decline. In fact, practicing one brain exercise each day with focus and consistency can protect you from dementia, boost your memory, and help you feel as sharp and alert as you did decades ago. The process is natural and ongoing, but it demands effort. It requires that you commit day after day to challenging your mind. This isn't a quick fix. It's a transformation. Through regular, focused mental activity, whether memorizing, learning a new skill, or solving problems, you are actively nurturing your brain's ability to repair itself and to grow stronger. The brain doesn't age the same way our bodies do. When we engage it with purpose, it becomes a living testament to the incredible potential we all possess to evolve, adapt, and thrive. Every day, your brain is exposed to a constant stream of information, and how it responds depends entirely on how you choose to engage with it. One of the most powerful ways to keep your mind sharp and healthy is by providing it with a daily mental challenge. This doesn't mean overwhelming yourself with stress or forcing your brain to solve complex problems all the time, but rather engaging it in activities that require focus, critical thinking, and problem. When you push your brain to work in ways that go beyond the ordinary, you are activating its ability to adapt, strengthen, and grow. A daily mental challenge encourages neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and reorganize itself. Every time you tackle a task that is outside of your regular routine, such as learning something new, solving puzzles, or engaging in complex reasoning, you stimulate areas of the brain that are responsible for memory, decision-making, and cognitive flexibility. This type of exercise strengthens your cognitive resilience, increasing your capacity to learn, recall information, and solve problems more efficiently. The beauty of a mental challenge is that it doesn't need to be intense or take hours of your time. Even something as simple as memorizing a short list of words Practicing mental math or reading a thought-provoking article can activate the brain in meaningful ways. These challenges, when performed consistently, have the power to not only prevent mental decline, but also restore cognitive functions that may have weakened over time. The key is regularity and focus. Just like physical exercise, when you make brain training a part of your daily routine, you promote long-term cognitive health and ensure that your brain stays as agile, sharp, and capable as possible. Focused attention is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal when it comes to enhancing brain function and preventing cognitive decline. In today's world of constant distractions, the ability to truly concentrate on a task has become increasingly rare. Yet it is precisely this skill that allows the brain to strengthen its neural networks and improve its cognitive abilities. When you engage in a task with full attention, you are not only processing information more efficiently, but also creating a deep imprint in your brain that will improve both memory and recall over time. When you focus your mind, you activate the brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for executive functions like decision-making, problem-solving, and long-term planning. This area of the brain is critical for memory retention and learning. The more consistently you practice deep focus, the more this part of the brain is strengthened, leading to improved mental clarity, better decision-making, and quicker recall. This is why focused attention is essential when it comes to mental exercises, such as learning a new skill, memorizing information, or engaging in challenging cognitive tasks. The beauty of focused attention lies in its simplicity. It requires nothing more than a conscious effort to be present. When you sit down to read, study, or problem solve, you must commit fully to the task at hand. It's not enough to simply be present physically. You must engage mentally and emotionally. By limiting distractions and giving your full attention, you allow your brain to work at its highest capacity, forging new connections and enhancing its ability to retain and retrieve information. Over time, this will sharpen your cognitive abilities and make your mind feel as vibrant and agile as it did in your youth. When it comes to improving brain health and enhancing cognitive function, consistency is far more powerful than intensity. It's easy to believe that the best way to boost your mind is by diving into challenging tasks with all your energy and effort in short bursts. While such intense activity may seem productive in the moment, it's the steady daily commitment that truly fosters long-lasting change. And consistency allows you to build and maintain mental resilience, while intensity can often lead to burnout or frustration. Small, regular mental exercises are what allow the brain to evolve, adapt, and grow stronger over time. Each time you engage in a focused mental task, your brain is working to strengthen neural connections and create new pathways. But the process of neuroplasticity, which allows the brain to reorganize and repair itself, requires repetition. Performing an activity once in a while, no matter how challenging, will have far less impact than practicing it every day, even for just a short period. Just as muscles grow stronger through regular, moderate exercise, your brain requires consistent stimulation to enhance memory, cognitive function, and mental clarity. This consistency doesn't mean that you need to exhaust yourself with mentally taxing tasks all day long. Instead, it's about committing to a daily practice that challenges the brain in some way, whether through learning, problem solving, or deep concentration. Over time, this daily effort compounds, creating significant improvements in your cognitive abilities. In fact, the most transformative changes often come from the accumulation of small, positive actions repeated over time, rather than from occasional bursts of intense focus. By prioritizing consistency over intensity, you allow your brain the space and time it needs to thrive and evolve at its own pace, ensuring sustained mental clarity and resilience. The connection between memory and physical movement is a powerful and often overlooked aspect of cognitive health. Research has shown that when we engage in physical activity, our brains benefit in profound ways. Movement does not just improve cardiovascular health or strengthen muscles, it also enhances cognitive function, including memory, learning, and problem solving. And this is because physical movement activates areas of the brain responsible for memory formation, attention, and emotional regulation. When you move, especially in ways that challenge your coordination or require complex motor skills, you stimulate the brain in ways that make it more adaptive and resilient. Exercise, particularly aerobic activity, increases blood flow to the brain, delivering essential nutrients and oxygen that promote brain health. It also triggers the release of brain-directed neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that plays a crucial role in the growth and maintenance of neurons. BDNF is often referred to as fertilizer for the brain because it supports the growth of new neural connections, which directly impacts memory and learning. When combined with mental exercises, physical movement becomes even more powerful. Walking while memorizing, for instance, not only challenges the brain with new information, but also integrates the body's motion into the process, amplifying memory retention and recall. Engaging in regular physical activity also helps to manage stress and improve mood, which further benefits memory. Stress can impair the hippocampus, the brain region crucial for memory formation, but exercise has been shown to reduce stress levels and protect the hippocampus from damage. Moreover, physical movement helps regulate sleep patterns, and quality sleep is essential for memory consolidation. The combination of movement, mental engagement, and restorative sleep creates a cycle of brain health that supports sharp, agile thinking and strong memory well into old age. Dopamine and acetylcholine are two of the most important neurochemicals in the brain, playing critical roles in memory, learning, attention, and cognitive function. These powerful chemicals act as messengers, transmitting signals between neurons and helping to regulate many of the brain's vital processes. Dopamine, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, is integral to motivation, reward, and learning. It is released when we achieve something or when we are engaged in tasks that we find rewarding or enjoyable. This release reinforces behaviors and helps us remember information associated with positive outcomes. When we challenge ourselves with mentally stimulating tasks, the brain releases dopamine, making the experience not only motivating, but also conducive to stronger memory formation and retention. Acetylcholine, on the other hand, is involved in the processes of attention, learning, and memory, particularly in the hippocampus, which is the brain's center for forming new memories. This neurotransmitter is essential for the brain to encode new information and to consolidate it into long-term memory. Without acetylcholine, our ability to focus, learn, and remember would be significantly impaired. When we engage in activities that require concentration, such as reading, problem solving, or practicing a new skill, the brain increases the production of acetylcholine. This heightened production supports sharper focus and enhances memory recall, making these tasks more effective in strengthening neural pathways. The balance of these neurochemicals is critical for cognitive health. Regular cognitive exercises, physical activity, and focus all stimulate the release of both dopamine and acetylcholine, which not only protect the brain from cognitive decline, but also enhance the brain's capacity to learn, retain, and retrieve information. By nurturing these chemical pathways, we create an environment that fosters ongoing cognitive vitality and resilience. The state of mind in which you approach any task has a profound impact on your brain's ability to perform and grow. Whether you're trying to learn something new, solve a complex problem, or improve your memory, the mental attitude you bring to the challenge plays a pivotal role in determining the outcome. If you approach tasks with a sense of curiosity, enthusiasm, and openness, your brain responds by releasing neurochemicals that enhance cognitive function, creativity, and learning. Conversely, if you approach the same task with stress, frustration, or a defeatist attitude, your brain may become blocked or hindered, making it harder to focus, learn, or remember. Your mindset influences the neuroplasticity of your brain, the ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. When you engage with an open and positive state of mind, you activate areas of the brain that support the growth of new connections, reinforcing cognitive flexibility and problem-solving abilities. A mindset of curiosity allows the brain to explore new ideas and solutions, stimulating creativity and enhancing learning. On the other hand, a negative or closed mindset can restrict cognitive growth and lead to mental stagnation, as the brain is less likely to form new connections or process information effectively. This is why your emotional state plays such a significant role in memory and learning. Positive emotions like excitement and curiosity trigger the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that enhances motivation, focus, and the ability to retain information. When you are stressed or anxious, the brain's ability to encode new memories can be severely impaired, as stress hormones like cortisol inhibit the function of the hippocampus, the region responsible for memory formation. Therefore, how you approach mental tasks, whether with openness and joy or with stress and resistance, can determine how well your brain is able to grow, learn, and preserve information. Remember, the power to transform your brain, to preserve your memory, and to reclaim your cognitive vitality is in your hands. Each day, you have the opportunity to shape your mental landscape, to strengthen your mind, and to safeguard against cognitive decline. The path forward is not about grand, overwhelming changes, but about consistent, purposeful actions. Small daily efforts that engage your brain, keep it sharp, and encourage its growth. Focused mental challenges, sustained attention, and physical movement are not just beneficial, they are essential. And when you approach these tasks with a positive, open mindset, you activate the very mechanisms within your brain that lead to lasting change. Your brain is not a passive organ, it is a living, evolving system that responds to the care and effort you put into it. Dopamine and acetylcholine, the very neurochemicals that fuel memory and learning, are waiting for you to activate them through consistent engagement and a mindset of growth. Neuroplasticity is your gift, your privilege, the ability to rewire, heal, and fortify your mind at any stage of life. The only thing standing between you and a vibrant, sharp mind is your daily commitment to the process. Every step you take, no matter how small, compounds into lasting transformation. So choose to invest in your brain today and every day, because your future self will thank you for the mental clarity, the resilience, and the vitality that you've cultivated through the power of consistent effort and focused attention.